How's it going, everyone? It's Liam Carrison here as we get into another episode of Supernatural, as we're on episode 13 of season 4. I don't believe I said this in my thoughts section, because I was beating myself over forgetting to mention one thing in one of my shows. But I'm sure it was this one, and that was my appreciation of the mystique that there was in regards to who was, I guess, the main culprit behind all of the magicians dying instead of Jay. And yeah, it was a really, really fun episode to go through last time around. Of course, sad ending, especially for Jay's perspective. And not just that, though, but how that ties into relation to the brothers and how they don't want to be doing this in their, 60s, 70s. They don't want to, keep hunting demons and all that jazz. And so that's pushing for Sam to align himself further with Ruby after the fact that she gave him a massive bollocking. So, yeah, well, I wouldn't say massive, but she basically told him to, you need to, put your head in the game, buddy. Come on. We're halfway there in terms of the seals being broken, so we can't be slacking any further. Right? Good? We're good? Anyways. Like I said, it was really, really fun. So, I'm intrigued to see what this episode provides us with. So with that said, let's get into episode number 13 of season 4 for Supernatural. Let's go.
I'm sorry. That's all. You're sorry? Don't you feel sorry for me, fat ugly pig?
What the fuck? Okay, that's really, that was really unnecessary. Oh, Woo! Head first! Oh my... Oh, shit! Okay.
You're ugly.
Bloody schools, right?
To stop. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize.
Which explains the black goo
April, some of the
thing.
kids at school told the police that you and Taylor didn't get along.
Well, yeah, but I never wanted
that
to
or
kill
it's
her.
Death Stranding all over
Never.
again.
Do you believe me?
Is that's younger D? Oh my! Oh my goodness!
Today, you will have the honor of playing one of the greatest games ever invented.
Oh!
A game with one
Dean.
simple rule.
Dodge!
Dodge.
Wow!
But after lunch, it's Sloppy Joe Day.
Oh, I've been there, kid.
Colby, walk it off.
Jeez, that's a bit tough there, Dean. Taking the ball to the nose before. Fun times.
Freak.
To those vulnerable.
That fist? Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no no! Fuck! Okay, I think I've got an idea on who this, demon is targeting. Dick!
Thanks, Sam. Great school. I don't care. It's 3 years and I'm out of here. Going to Michigan State. They got the best vet program in the country.
You like animals?
They're a lot nicer than people.
Oh, for crying out loud. Of course, Dean. Of course.
I'll go get a teacher.
You wanna go?
I'm not gonna fight you, Dirk.
Why not? Chicken?
Shit. Shit.
No.
Oh, come on!
Get up! Get up! Come on, get up! Get back! Get back!
The mannerisms
That's
there from
enough.
Sam is like just
Dirk?
really identical to what we associate him today.
I don't need your help.
That's right, you don't. You could have torn him apart, so why didn't you?
Because I don't want to be the freak for once, Dean.
Aww.
So taking a beating, that's normal.
It's sad
You
when
look
you
pretty
consider how he still
I called this morning.
deems
it's going
himself
to be
as
another
a
week.
freak, especially
we're
with his
supposed to be here
ability.
this long.
Giving you an A.
Why were you the werewolf?
Now, aside from the werewolf, is that really how you describe your family?
Yeah.
Well, your brother's quite a character. And your father, he seems driven. Anyway, it's good, Sam. It's really
You
good.
kind of have an
Have you
idea
ever
of
thought
what
about
Sam
pursuing
said
writing?
about his family.
I can't. I have to go into the family business.
Family business? Big choices that shape someone's whole life. And you need to be the one that makes them,
Yeah.
not anyone else.
She kind of did.
You
I
seem like a
mean,
great
he
kid,
still
Sam.
fell down. He still went down that
Just live the
road
life you want to live.
of, you know, fighting demons and all of that. But wow.
Third door on the left.
Thanks, Sam.
Yeah!
You got tall, Winchester.
The demon! The demon! Oh! I want to clean that up.
Dean, there's lore about spirits possessing people and riding them for miles. Now, whenever they leave the body, they're bungeed back to their usual haunt. But until then, the ghosts can go wherever they want.
Ah,
Those spooks
so
just
kind
get
of like
on the bus, Right
yo-yoing.
into Truman.
It's possible.
Ghost getting creative. Well, that's super.
Yeah.
Name of the bus driver is Dirk McGregor Sr., 39 North Central Avenue.
McGregor?
Wait.
Why?
I knew his son.
Oh. Shit. Shit.
You're not tough. You're just a jerk. Dirk the jerk.
Hey, Dirk the Jerk. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, totally. Dirk the Jerk. Dirk the Jerk.
Shit, when the bully becomes the bullied, I guess.
They picked on him.
They picked on him?
After Sam.
They called him poor and dirty and stupid.
Shit.
They even had a nickname for him. Dirk the Jerk.
Oh.
After what happened to his mother, he
His mother.
wastes away to nothing. Does things to a person.
Sam's gonna feel a lot of responsibility because
Horrible
of
things.
how he coined
I didn't
the
know
name.
about his mother.
He wouldn't talk about her. Not even to me. A lot of anger in that boy.
I've seen real evil. We were
Doesn't
scared
wanna become,
and miserable.
you know,
and we took
evil.
it out on each other. Us and everybody else. That's high school. But you suffer through that. And it gets better.
Oh, Sam.
I'm just sorry you didn't get a chance to see that.
Oh, you could see a lot of hurt.
Nothing.
He's trying to. You can see Dirk is trying to get revenge for what, you know, what Sam, I guess, started in his mind. There we go. Sam is sorry.
He's giving you the full cowgirl.
Oh, for crying out loud. Really, Dean? Really? 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 Really?
We both know that you're just a sad, lonely little kid. And I feel
Oh,
sorry for you, Dean.
oh.
feel sorry for me, huh?
That's touching
Don't
on
feel
layers.
sorry for me. You don't know anything about me. I save lives. I'm a hero. A hero! Come on, Sam.
Oh, he's thinking about his friend, isn't he? Aww. Yeah. Ooh.
So what was this advice? I might need to plagiarize myself down the line.
He told me that I didn't have to go into the family business. He said I should make my own choices.
Huh. So you managed to do your own thing then, huh?
Not a...
Yeah, for a while.
Ish.
Yeah.
Ish.
And I think I
It
went
wasn't
to
a
college
permanent
because of you.
thing.
The only thing that really matters is that you're happy. You happy, Sam?
Oh. That, that hesitation there from Sam in regards to the fact that he's not fully there. I mean, he's got Dean in his corner, and he's always going to have Dean in his corner. The sad thing is, though, with Sam, I mean, he even said it himself. He tried to choose his own path, but sadly, he couldn't choose to be one of those who had those abilities. That was pressed upon him as a baby, and there had to be that acceptance. And it plays on really well from the last episode in regards to Sam not wanting to do this for the rest of his life. Sure, he's got responsibilities, and he's got to save the world, but no, idealistically, I think we kind of all know what Sam would want, really. So it was really interesting, though, like seeing certain mannerisms and whatnot from young Dean and Sam replicate themselves in present day. But it was also very, very interesting seeing especially a grand side of things with Sam in regards to how he had that responsibility. Like, he felt, even though what we saw at the end of the flashbacks, there was a lot of praise with how he handled Dirk, there is that sadness because of how Dirk's life crumbled. And, you know, it is really, really sad, like, how Sam feels that responsibility in the fact that, you know, at the time, he was standing up for himself. But there is that point. I mean, some bullies, they could just be bullies for the sake of bullying, because it's, you know, cool. With but there are some bullies who you know, do have more issues going on in their life than what many people tend to think, really. So and there is a lot of that pain that comes that can get converted into just shielding yourself, I would say. And I guess that can definitely, I mean, not to say that I would say that Sam is a bully. I mean, yeah, he did lash out and all of that, but he also had his issues as well, especially with how hard John was on both Dean and Sam. You kind of saw that you kind of saw that like come about with Dean after Amanda shunned him after, yeah. So because she was speaking facts in regards to the point where she said, you know, you're sad, lonely, etc. And we know that John was pretty hard on the boys. Dean more so, really, I would say, especially with him being the older brother. So, yeah. So yeah, there was some deep moments in this episode, especially in regards to bullying, in regards to Sam. That speech he made to Dirk, in the present day, was really, really impactful, and I really, really loved that bit so much. Especially when you could already get an idea that Sam would love to take some things back in regards to what he said to Dirk. And not just that, though, but he felt so bad when Dirk's father told him about how Dirk responded, and up until the point he died, of course. And yeah, I mean, your heart breaks for Sam, because obviously we know that Sam empathizes a lot with characters, and has a big heart about him. So, realizing what happened and how he physically and I guess verbally responded to Dirk, it's something he wanted to take back. And granted, he was standing up for himself and his friend. But it still is a situation where you just feel like shit. So, especially when you get the idea that, there are going to be a lot of cases where bullies have something more going on in their lives. And, I even, as someone who was bullied at school and college as well, college was a treat there. I feel like there are some cases where that was the situation. There are a few people who are just ruthless, etc., and don't have anything detrimental going on in their lives. But I would say for a lot of cases, you will get the bully who will shield themselves from what they are already struggling through. I guess like Dirk, and yeah. So, and I don't I know that especially with the school I was going to, there were some bullies who were who did have something more going on in their lives. So yeah, and there is that kind. I mean, bullying is not the way to go about it, of course. Especially when you consider the fact that the victim, it gets to like some points when it comes to bullying where the victim suffers. I would say worse, because it can lead to suicide. It can lead to anxiety, and that can, I don't know, it can last years. It can last decades. So yeah, because it can get to that point where people will get bullied to the point where, yeah. So, I mean, you even had Barry, and the sad, and he was constantly bullied, and again, Sam just showcasing that big heart because of the fact that there was that wish that he could have done something about Barry's situation, because and that heart breaking farewell when John picked Dean and Sam up is, I would say, a testament to how sad Sam feels, because of the fact that he wishes he could have been there for Barry and lifted his spirits up a bit further in regards to being there, because he was very, very protective. So it's interesting how there was that kind of protective vibe as well. I mean, it could also of course be down to Sam and how good of a person he is, and how he's always wanting to look out for people. But obviously we've seen Dean be very, very protective, not just in the flashbacks, but also in the present day. He's always very protective over Sam. And we saw how Sam was ready to take the fall for Barry, and not just that though, but got to a point where he stood up to Dirk. So yeah, but it's also very but you also got to think about how there was a little bit of that aggression that came out from Sam against Dirk, which I feel like there was a bit of an influence from John, if that makes sense, especially with the fact that he was pretty like he did he did kind of impact Dean and Sam's childhood. I mean, we even saw how protective Dean was when Amanda decided to when she decided to said those things to Dean, and Dean is very, very defensive, and yeah, he can be very cocky, etc., of course, as we saw in the flashbacks especially. But Dean has those protective layers about him, so that's why he was like, no, I'm a hero, I save the world. In his eyes, he just got humiliated by Amanda, and he's going to have that very, very defensive layer. So, but we know that with John, he has had an impact on Dean and Sam. So, and I mean, obviously there is the idea that Sam is looking out for his friend, and that he wants to stand up for himself, but I feel like, I don't know, it might be me stretching, but I feel like with the way that the aggression that came from Sam, I feel like there was that pain that came from, like, especially when you had that teacher talk about, oh, you can choose your own path if you don't want to stay in the family business. There's a lot of stress going on because of the fact that Sam is expected to follow the same road that John and Dean have gone towards, and for Sam, he wants to make his own future, his own path. So, and it's really sad when you think about, of course, him getting into college, and then him being stripped away from that normality to be brought back into the fold of, hunting demons, etc. In season 1. And not just that though, but learning more about himself, about how he has those abilities, and how you could say his future was shaped from, when he was not even a year old, because of the fact that he was gifted. Because Sam would, regardless, Sam would be chased anyways, and yeah, so, but, it is really, really sad, because, yeah, bullies, they do have their own issues, and there is that helping hand that needs to, I mean, you saw Sam as well try to be very, very he was trying to, I guess, kind of reach out, or try to be kind in regards to Dirk's aggression, and there are moments where people can resort to a self-defensive mechanism, because you just get so done. So, and it is really, really sad that, because of the fact that you don't want to be, you don't want to be humiliated, you don't want this to keep tormenting you. Some people will respond like that in a very, and the way that obviously that shaped Dirk's life, it is really, really sad, to be fair, but Sam does have that remorse, and it's understandable why you would just be so done. There are moments where I've just nearly been so done with people's bullshit at school, And it was even because of stupid rumors as well, but it was pushing me over and over and over. And, you know, thankfully I did have teachers grow concerned and whatnot, which, yeah, you know, you, I guess, associate that with this episode, with that teacher just being very, very open. Like, he was very open to Sam and giving him some really good advice that kind of lifted his spirits, because like I said, he didn't want to go down the same path as John and Dean did, and he wanted to make his own future, so it kind of lifted his spirits up a bit. But still, it can, like I said, in regards to bullying, it can push you, whether it's a more self-defensive you know, approach, or whether it's a very sad scenario, because like I said, yeah, you do have sympathy for Dirk with what he was going through, but also you know, you got to think about how bullying can impact the victim, and how that can, you know, drive, because people do like, if they are getting tired of the bullying, etc., it can lead to people taking their lives. So, and it is really sad in regards to Barry's situation, because of Sam wanting to help him out further, and I mean, the pain just continued with Dirk and what he was going through, and what Sam said, and how he was like, oh shit. So and he was the one who coined, you know, the name Dirk the Jerk, and yeah, so it can, yeah, it is a very, very sad situation, and yeah, so, phew. But I do, I did really love going through certain scenes in this, even though, I guess, more upbeat, I would say, scenes like Dean in that gear. But it was really great, especially in regards to tackling bullying and whatnot. So, like, I think we all have those moments where something will impact us, and, you know, not everyone's going to resort to bullying, of course, whenever they're dealing, but yeah, it is really sad for Sam. Like, he was being like, and you know, you got to think, Sam, I mean, he still does at this point, but Sam does look up to his brother. And there is that overprotectiveness over, yeah, so kind of like how Dean was protective over him. So, and it was really great to see, like, you know, despite Dean having, I guess, his clique, and you know, Sam was hanging with Barry, and I guess they are two separate groups. There are, like, little nice moments of Dean and Sam just interacting, and Dean just finding out that Sam has been in a bit of a pickle at school, and Dean's just like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. So, yeah. But, you know, that's Dean in a nutshell. He's going to be very defensive over his brother. Same with how Sam is going to always have that heart. Like, he didn't retaliate against Dirk because he wanted to, you know, he didn't want to throw him off any kind of power or whatever. It was because Barry was getting bullied. That's why he took the fall, because he has that big heart. That's why he was like, oh, don't pick on him, pick on me, because Sam, he's always going to look out for people. So, but I really do love how, you know, you had Sam not just feel remorse, not just for Barry, but also for Dirk. But also made that speech at the end to Dirk, and, you know, even if Dirk wouldn't rescind. It's still something that speaks volumes about who Sam is as a person, and that's someone who's always going to look out for people, even for someone who has bullied you in the past. Like I say, for a lot of the cases when it comes to bullying, there is always something going on, and Sam comes to recognize that, and it's like you could see it crushes his heart. So yeah, but yeah, it was really, really great stuff this episode. So I really loved how things transpired in this. But yeah, awesome episode. Very, like I said, it handled some very deep subjects really well, I felt. And yeah, I really, really enjoyed going through this. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!